What is up, guys? And in today's video we're going to be diving into the markets and see where the major dollar pairs are heading next, and we're also going to be analyzing gold. So with that said, let's dive straight in. So starting off with the dollar index over here on the daily time frame, as we can see, of course, since last Friday, where I discussed the dollar index on the 4 hour, is that we have kind of seen that bearish reaction in towards the downside, which we were potentially anticipating. At the moment, market is reacting to this area of support and resistance over here. Preferably, I would like to see the dollar index head down lower on the daily time frame. Especially if we look over there, we have pretty much this kind of descending wedge, and I am looking for completion of it. Overall, we have this 1 2, we have this 1 2, and now I would like to see that third kind of like fake out on that second low or third touch. Ultimately, yes, seeing the dollar index head down lower. So that holds my preference for now. Overall, looking at a weekly time frame as well, just quickly to showcase it to you guys, I am still waiting for the market to head down lower in towards this area of demand over here, which took out this structural high over here. So yeah, for now, just waiting for the dollar index to potentially head down lower. Overall, it is still slow, and we could still see one more push up in towards the highs to take out these equal highs over here, tap in towards this area of daily supply before heading down lower. Because this area of daily supply is still fresh, we have liquidation happening right below it. So if we do move in towards there, because inside of this area of supply is not any supply left. Additionally, we of course have, let's say, this area of supply over here, for example, you could note, but this area of supply hasn't really achieved anything, so therefore it's not really that significant. But overall, yeah, dollar index itself is pretty messy. At least I would like to see a push back down in towards this zone, and dependent on how we react over here, I would say, okay, now price has potential, for example, to drive back up in towards that 106 region, or we have the potential to dump down deeper in towards this area of demand, then see kind of like this pattern completion. For example, kind of like this trend line would be adjusted slightly, and then, for example, a push back up in towards the highs. So yeah, that's the dollar index. Now looking at Aussie dollar over here from a daily perspective, still pushing in towards the downside, has potential to pull back though, because if we look at the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame saw a break of structure occur over here. So what I'm looking for after break of structure is a pullback. Where's this pullback going to happen towards? Well, this pullback is going to happen towards minimally this area of consolidation, which is going to act as your area of supply. So we're currently inside of this area of demand, as we can see, slowed down to absolute perfection once it came in towards it. And now I am looking for a potential pullback. If we see, of course, kind of that lower time frame price action that we're looking for, if we do not see that, let's say, break of structure on the 15-minute time frame, or kind of like the bullish intentions that we require, then of course price is going to head down lower, and then the next target will be this area of demand over here between 0.66235 and 0.66098. So that's it from Aussie dollar. Looking at the 15-minute time frame for now, preferably what we will need to see is a break of, let's say, this high over here. If we can break this structural high, then I am very confident that we'll at least see a push up in towards this range over here. So that is it for Aussie dollar. Yeah, you guys know what we're looking for. Then let's see euro dollar. So euro dollar pulled back up in towards the highs from this area of demand, which I pointed out last week. So this area of demand did its thing. Of course, you have this refined area of demand over here, which we just missed, meaning that we could see one more push in towards the lows from euro dollar in the upcoming days. Overall, if we look at euro dollar, this area of supply was not fresh anymore. I know some people that are looking for shorts from this area of supply. However, for me, it is not a very favorable area of supply. Due to the fact mainly that it's just one big impulse in towards downside, no real liquidation. So what I preferably would like to see then, if you are going to be looking for shorts, is something like this, one more push up, and then, for example, look for shorts at minimum. If we just see a push up in towards the highs without any liquidation happening on structure that is created by price itself, like this, then I'll just be in this anticipation that price is bullish enough to just keep on pushing, and then we'll look for pattern completion on the daily time frame to see at least this second high get taken out, and that 1 2 and then third touch or fake out on the second high to play out for further potential downside. So that is what I'm looking for on euro dollar. At the moment, of course, we did see that break of structure occur over here on this low. but it could also just be price inefficiency. And what do I mean by price inefficiency? Well, the fact that we had not yet tapped into anything, because as we can look over here, this kind of like price tapping occurred into nothing, right? So for price to move, for my strategy, or according to my strategy, we always need to see supply or demand play out. So preferably this level, of course, would need to move in towards this level. So that's now happened. So it could just now be price inefficiency, liquidating this low, and now seeing the market really rally up in towards the upside. So just keep that in mind, but just play the 15-minute, because we saw 4-hour break of structure. You could now play the 15-minute pullback, right? I know that there's not a lot of structure to work with. However, if we just use the internal structure, you could, for example, say that, okay, this is your break of structure, push, pullback, push. You could view this as a pullback, break of structure, impulse in towards the downside. Let's say you see this as a pullback, push, pullback, push up, then a pullback, and now you're seeing these bullish intentions. So what you could now classify as structures, for example, this structural high being broken, right? So you see this as an impulse up, then what happens, you see a pullback in towards this demand zone over here, this sell before the buy, which broke this high, and from there you could have looked for some potential longs. Now at the moment there's not like any clear area of demand over here to your left, which could, let's say, push price up higher. But what you can do is, for example, if you now see, let's say, this high get taken out, and you see demand created over here, is that you then look for a long from this area of demand, and you trade your dollar back up in towards that level of 4-hour supply. And that 4-hour level of supply, for example, would be at first over here, and then the second one over here. So you can kind of like trade the potential pullback, because in my opinion, price is not just gonna, let's say, dump down from here. Preferably it would dump down from there. So yeah, that's euro dollar. Quite the analysis, but hope everything is clear. If not, make sure to join the Discord, link in the description down below. So yeah, GU next. Looking at GU, yeah, just from a 4-hour perspective, mainly waiting for this level over here to get hit. That is 1.26696. So still expecting further downside from GU. Pretty much that's it on GU. Then Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar saw a pullback occur. Oh my god, I love Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar moves so clean at times. What you can really clearly see is, of course, the fact that we saw another pullback exactly towards pretty much the premium versus discount over here. So it's towards the 0.5 of the overall swing range in towards the downside. Price pulled back exactly in towards this level of supply over here on the 4-hour, and it is now dumping down in towards downside once again, and I am waiting for a further dump from Kiwi dollar at the moment. We did kind of see this pattern play out over here on Kiwi dollar. So you could say, okay, this kind of like descending wedge, or whatever you want to call it, has now played out. However, in my opinion, price hasn't really reacted to anything that significant. We did see some demand located over here within the market, but nothing really that beautiful. Still waiting personally for this level over here to get hit at the minus 27 fib for 0.61. So that still holds my preference. But of course, yeah, we are seeing, let's say, the trade play out at the moment from that area of 4-hour supply. But just keep your eyes out. For example, what would be higher probability to say, okay, we are going to see that 0.61 level get hit is, for example, a break of this low over here. Because if you look at overall structure on the 15-minute, you see that push down, push up, push down, push up. Let's say this is all one big push down. Then what happened over here is price came in towards supply. So kind of like that dump in towards the downside. But then the market was too strong, so we pushed up. We saw a break of structure on this high, right? This high over here. And now this is your impulse in towards the highs. This is pretty much your area of demand that we're now reacting to. So what you want to see is this area of demand to get broken, and then there's a far higher probability that we're going to see that 0.61 level get hit. So if you are in that 4-hour short, for example, then what I would recommend is, for example, putting your trade at break even and then waiting for the market to react to this level of demand. So yeah, that was Kiwi dollar. Pretty much perfectly explained back on Friday, so you guys know what we need to hit that 61 level. Otherwise, what we could see is, for example, one more push up, we still have a higher level of demand or supply, excuse me, which is fresh, but overall the 4-hour is bearish. And we are trading in line with the overall daily trend from this area of daily supply, and we do still want this daily area of demand to get hit. So it is still favorable for Kiwi dollar to still move down lower, and at minimum also push in towards this cleaner area of daily demand as opposed to this daily area of demand over here, because on daily area your price isn't really acting or reacting to anything that significant except for kind of like this imbalance over here, these two imbalance candles, but these two imbalance candles have not achieved anything, and with achieved anything I mean like break a high in a significant manner. So therefore I am still waiting for the market to head down lower. Then dollar CAD, dollar yen, dollar Swiss. So yeah, I shared a dollar Swiss short back on Friday. Most of you probably have it now set to break even. I'm waiting for dollar Swiss to dump down lower in line with the overall market structure here on the 4-hour for dollar Swiss. Beautiful liquidation of this high, engulfing candle, and now ready to dump down lower potentially. So that is Kiwi dollar Swiss, excuse me. Last for gold. So gold, looking at the daily time frame, reacting to this imbalance over here, which took out this structure here. So now what do we require? We require lower time frame confirmation that we are indeed going to see higher prices. Overall, we do have some beautiful liquidity forming above these highs. As you can see, this is, for example, your significant high. All of these highs trying to take it out. Each time they're failing and getting lower and lower and lower, meaning that at a certain time in time, whatever you want to call it, price will kind of like take out those highs. But for that to occur, we do need to see some structural changes. So for example, take out this level over here of structure. Overall, looking at the 15-minute, gold does look good to see some higher prices, but overall just pretty messy. Just focusing on a daily now for gold from my perspective, and overall what I can say is that this daily area of demand is strong. This daily area of demand is stacked with weekly demand and is even stronger. So ultimately, if gold once again hits the 1870 to 1809, this is where I want to be longing long term and buying big heaps of gold. So yep, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I wish you all a fantastic day. If you have any questions, make sure to join the Discord, and I will see you there, where I'm sharing some potential trade setups and also market updates throughout the day together with Kareem. So yeah, have a great day and speak soon. Thanks, guys.